eat cereal, cereal. I wanna eat cereal. Let's eat some cereal. Let me hear your crackle pop. Your crackle pop. Let me hear your crackle pop. Wanna eat cereal, cereal. I wanna eat cereal. Let's eat some cereal. Let me hear your crackle pop. Your crackle pop. Let me hear your crackle pop.
Yes, dance for me, my pretty. Oh, bless me, bagpipes. I didn't see you there. Welcome, cereal lovers, to another Cereal Box Cereal Review. I am your host and palate guide, Professor Cereal Doctor. And today, I am not just a mere palate guide. I am a cultural guide. For today, we are going to be examining the Emerald Isles, Ireland, to look at the most Irish thing of all, Lucky Charms cereal. But we're not just looking at any old Lucky Charms. Today we will be looking at Lucky Charms Honey Clovers. Yay! But before we get into all that, let's examine Ireland itself. And I'll be doing this examination in my famous Irish brogue. Oh, light it, Tom. Ireland was long ago considered a myth, a place of legend. Apparently, the liberal-leaning Cereal Laboratory frowns upon the, quote, negative depiction of other cultures and creeds, unquote, and has made my flattering and entirely accurate imitation verboten. This is why enrollment is down, Dean Norwood. Anyway, Ireland is a magical land filled with magical people known as leprechauns. Leprechauns are much like Afrikaans, but with one major difference. As the name suggests, leprechauns have leprosy. So, if you ever meet a leprechaun, don't shake his hand. Ireland has given us many wonderful things such as golf, kilts, bagpipes, and one of my favorite non-cereal foods, haggis. I have just been informed that all of these things come from Scotland, not Ireland, so I take it back. Ireland has given us nothing. Nothing, that is, except for Lucky Charms. So, let's look at Ireland's greatest and only contribution to the world, Lucky Charms cereal. So, taking a look at the box, all of us at this point are fairly familiar with the actual box of Lucky Charms. I imagine all of you have it seared into your memory or are just looking at it right now. Now, the normal box is, of course, a red color. It's not green. What am I doing? It's a red color. But this box is yellow, or should I say gold? Yes, it may be evocative of honey, but really I think it's more evocative of gold. So I believe that what this background is of Lucky's pot of gold. We are inside his gold pot. At the top of the box there is a rainbow extolling all of the many marshmallows that are part of Lucky Charms. And then we have the title, Lucky Charms Honey Clovers. The O in the honey is what appears to be a beehive, but they exterminated all the bees before taking this picture, which is a good thing. Bees are menaces. Finally, within this pot, we have another pot, a smaller pot, where he keeps all his best stuff. The Lucky Charms Honey Clovers. And inside this pot of the cereal, we have the jumping milk that shows that this is an exciting children's cereal. On the side, we have Lucky, the titular character of Lucky Charms. He seems very excited. He's throwing the cereal in the air. On the back of the box, it says, "Gather the gold. Help Lucky cross the river to gather golden honey clovers. To cross the river, move from charm to charm following the order of the charms below." So what it's asking you to do is to jump from marshmallow to marshmallow in the pattern that they have listed here. The point is to get across the river to these golden clovers. I have a major problem with this. They're not going across the river, they're going down the river. And as somebody who has gone down the river many times in his life, I can tell you that it's not usually a good way to go. You have to straighten out your life and just go across the river. So, if I was to play this game and the point was to get to these golden clovers, I would just do this. Taking a look at the side of the box, we have the nutrition facts, and it has nutrition in it. Now, I've told watchers of this video series many times to examine all sides of the box. Usually, there's nothing really there, nothing very exciting. There's, helping schools out. I never ever bring attention to that. But sometimes it's worth it to look on every side, including the bottom of the box. And the bottom of the box says, "Lucky you, may all your honey clover wishes come true." So, by looking at all sides of the box, I get a free wish. Granted, it's a very specific honey clover related wish, but a free wish is a free wish, and I am going to cash that in. I wish for this honey clover cereal to be delicious. So before I open up the box, I think it's only fair to give my prediction of what it's going to taste like. So as everybody knows, Lucky Charms is a top-tier cereal. People who say that they don't like Lucky Charms are liars. Everybody likes Lucky Charms. How is this going to be different from a Lucky Charms cereal, the normal kind? Well, it's going to be in the cereal pieces themselves. It looks like all the marshmallows are going to be exactly the same. The cereal pieces will have more of a honey taste as opposed to a frosted sugar taste. My guess is that it's going to be stickier, and I think it's going to be a little sweeter. Do we want a sweeter Lucky Charms? Sure, some people do. But I think Lucky Charms as it is a fairly perfect cereal, and part of that is the balance between the many marshmallows and the cereal pieces themselves, which are sweet but not too sweet. Now, let's find out if I'm correct. So, taking a taking a smell at the cereal, it really does smell very honey-like. It kind of reminds me of a honeycomb cereal smell. Let's see how it pours. Interesting. It seems like the distribution of marshmallows to cereal pieces, these Clover cereal pieces, the ratio is rather low. I am used to, in my Lucky Charms, of having, it seems like it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio. Here it's about 5-to-1, I would say. I'm not going to count. I am going to count. One moment. 1,400, and yes, it is nearly a 5-to-1 ratio. Now that may not be a bad thing. Again, if the marshmallows are sweet and the cereal pieces are sweet, we may not want as many marshmallows. Or maybe I'm just making a big deal out of nothing. Spencer, am I making a big deal out of nothing? Thank you. That's why I keep him around. Okay, now let's get a couple of marshmallow pieces and give it a try, and then I'm going to show you each individual piece because there are a couple of interesting things I want to point out about the cereal. Well, it is sort of as I feared. These little pieces, the clovers, the honey clovers, are rather sweet on their own. And something I'd like to point out, normally with Lucky Charms cereal, the cereal pieces are not just all one shape. These are all one shape. It's all a honey clover, a 3-leaf clover, which is not quite as lucky as a 4-leaf clover, not nearly as lucky as a 5 or 6-leaf clover. The Lucky Charms cereal came in multiple different shapes, kind of a wingding font of cereal. Or, for those of you a bit more conspiratorial in nature, some have said that the cereal pieces in a Lucky Charms are the language of the Irish Illuminati, aka the Illuminati. At any rate, there's only this one shape. And for a cereal that really takes its pride on having so many different cereal pieces, including all of the many, many, many different kinds of marshmallows, it's a bit of a step back. But I do also want to bring attention to the marshmallows themselves. There are 7 different kinds of marshmallows in Lucky Charms cereal, all of them in different shapes, and many of them have multiple colors within each shape. When it comes to marshmallow technology, Lucky Charms are nothing short of magical. But the taste of Lucky Charms Honey Clovers, as I predicted, is not quite as good as the normal. Of course, that can all change with the adding of the milk. The adding of the milk. Bleh. 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 The adding of the milk, it doesn't do anything to the taste, except water it down a little bit. It really accentuates the sort of bland taste behind the honey coating that they gave the cereal. So let's go into final thoughts. Like so many special edition cereals of a classic, it fails to live up to the gigantic stature of the original. However, I do always give Lucky Charms its share of credit for how ahead of the game they've always been with their marshmallow technology. And the cereal itself is not bad. It's just okay, but I don't know why anybody would choose it over the original. So, there you have it. Another cereal reviewed, thanks to me. I wish you a very good breakfast and... I'll be seeing you in your cereal bowl. What? Oh, come on!